but I just want you guys to see questions for contract manager roles in case you're preparing for interviews, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're very welcome. My name is Kus and this is the Get Ahead family. So I currently work as a contract manager, and I also recently interviewed as a contract manager, and I got the role, I got the job. So if you're interested in being a contract manager in any field at all, contract managers do the same thing in different fields, you get. So for instance, you are a lawyer and you are abroad, contract manager jobs are very good for lawyers. So in case you are job hunting and you don't know what jobs to apply for, consider applying for a contract manager role. In this video, I'm going to be sharing questions you should be asking at your contract manager interview. So if you're going for an interview, these are the questions you should ask. I've had 3 contract manager interviews, and I have gotten the 3 jobs. If you remember my colleague that I said I coached her during her application and interview to get the contract manager job offer, she used my CV and cover letter videos. Those videos are on this channel. I'm gonna link them in the description box. So she watched the videos, CV video, cover letter video, implemented everything I said, and then one day she just called me, Kus, I'm getting interviews. I'm getting like 10 different interviews from different organizations that I applied for. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. She was like, I did everything you said on that video. I did everything that you recommended on that video. Now look how I'm getting interviews. And she's not the only one that has gotten interviews from doing everything or implementing the recommendations in that video. So if you're job hunting, you need to watch those 2 videos. They are very important, okay? Let me highlight the questions that I asked them. So I had written down about 14 questions. These are the questions I wanted to get clarification on. Now, I was gonna ask the ones that at the end of the interview were not clarified, because usually before the interview starts, they do an introduction and say whatever they want to say, and some of your questions might be answered. So that's what happened. Some of my questions were answered, and also when they said, oh, it was time for me to ask any questions I asked them, like, how much time do I have for questions? They're like, we don't have much time, so just ask ask 2 questions at most, because they were still going to interview other people. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask 2 questions. But then in my previous interviews, I had enough time to ask all my questions. So I used to ask them, like, maybe there were like 3 panelists. I'll ask each panel a question, and then maybe I'll ask the interview coordinator 2 or 3 questions. So these are the questions that I asked. For those of you who may not know what questions to ask when you go for interviews, take a cue from this. So my first question was like, what portfolio/schools will this role cover? You always want to know the portfolio that the contract management covers. Does it cover commercial contracts? The portfolio is like, what is the range? What kind of contracts am I going to be covering? To what extent? So for instance, where I currently work, I handle the research contract portfolio of about 5 different departments: psychology, humanities, arts and communication, archaeology. So that's a contract management portfolio. So I wanted to know, is that how they do it in that place, in that school? And funny enough, that's not how they do it. They have their own way of doing their own stuff. So you always want to ask to know exactly what you're going to be doing. Now, I wrote another question here, but I did not ask. I said, how are tasks assigned in the team? That's because they already answered this question when they were introducing for me. So they already answered. So if they didn't answer that question, I would have asked. Now, the 3rd question I said was, what is the average amount of contracts a contract manager would handle per time? I didn't ask them this question, but they asked me. They asked me that, what is the current portfolio of contract that I'm currently handling? I told them. So when they now offered me the job, I told them that, you see those my 14 questions that you people did not answer? You are still going to answer it for me. So they said, okay, I should send it via email. So I send them the rest of my questions via email. Because as you're also assessing me and I'm looking for a job, I also want to know if I can work in that kind of organization. You don't go kill me because I won't work. I define work. You don't go kill me on top work. So me too, I'm also trying to assess, is this a place that I want to work in? You get what I mean? Both of us are interviewing each other. So I sent them my other questions after the interview. Yes, and they still answered it for me. After all, maybe you want to hire me. Yes, you like me. You like me, Abby. That's why you want to hire me. So you must answer my own questions too. After asking me like 10 serious questions, you think that me will not ask you? I will ask you even more. So the next question I asked was, what is the most frequent kind of contract for this role? I didn't ask because there was no time. And then another one is, other than drafting and negotiating contracts, are there other things that the contract managers would do, like handling due diligence, compliance, information gathering? So because you're a contract manager does not mean that you're not going to be doing compliance, due diligence things. So a lot is in this role. So you need to actually ask, what is the scope of this role? So what is the contract approval process like for contract managers? I asked this one. Contract approval process is like, who signs? Okay, when you're done negotiating, who signs? How do you escalate issues? What can a contract manager sign and what can a contract manager not sign? You know, that kind of thing. And the next question is, what contract management software does the team use? I didn't ask this one, of course I'll find out later, but I think I asked in my previous interviews. Question 8 is, how flexible is the role regarding work from home? Oh, this question is the most important question ever. If you are looking for a job and somebody is asking you to come into the office 5 times a week in 2024, they hate you. They don't like you. They hate you. So I always ask that question. Question number 9, what are the growth prospects for a contract manager within the team department? You want to know that you don't want to be stuck, okay? You want to know how they promote growth and development for staff. The next question I had was, what has been the most challenging factor for line managing someone in this role? What a sweet question. I'm going to ask them when I resume. I'm going to ask my line manager when I resume, because I didn't ask them at the interview because there was no time. 11 says, what would you like your new hire to achieve within the first 3 months in this role? I asked in the previous interviews. This question is sweet because they're going to be telling you what they want you to do, and before you get in, you already know their expectations of you, if you get what I mean. The next question I have is, how do other team members support each other in their duties? That's a very important question. It shows if there's a team spirit within co-workers. How does the management support the professional development of staff? Ask this question. And if they don't know how to answer it, just know that they don't support professional development of staff. This question applies to any job application at all or any interview you are doing. It's very important. The last question I asked was, is the university able to provide sponsorship for, skilled worker visa? You always want to ask this question in an interview, because if you're looking for a visa, that's your most priority. They should not be wasting your time if they know that they're not going to sponsor your visa. Anyways, guys, so thank you guys for watching. If you're to subscribe to the channel, please do well to subscribe. Let me know what other videos you would like to see on the channel. Check the description box. You're going to see related videos. Check the playlist. You're going to see videos that will help you. A lot of people come to me asking questions that I have already answered on my channel. So if you do well to take your time to go through the channel playlist, go through the channel, or see the videos that are already there, it will really go a long way to help you. I wish you guys the very best, and I hope that this video has been helpful. Let me know what you think in the comment section. There's a super thanks option. Please support your girl if you appreciate this video. And also there's a membership option on this channel. Join the membership. I will do live videos once every month just for members to answer all your questions. So let's get this membership started, if you know what I mean. Thanks guys. I will catch you guys in my next video. Stay tuned and do subscribe. Bye bye.